All right. This is the first Stay Grounded Live, podcast 3, with an in-house audience appearance. What are your thoughts?
I feel the pressure.
I don't feel much pressure.
Maybe
What do
I
you
just
know
got to
about
poop.
We
pressure.
know no pressure.
Anyways, as you can see, we have, well, you wouldn't know this, but this is the second time having our guest, Dalton on the, on the podcast. The first one, technical difficulties. Second one, I think we've got the technical difficulties ironed out at this point.
We think.
Fingers crossed. But we've had some changes in our season since the original podcast. As seen by a 165-inch deer on the table today. Boom.
Yes, sir. Heck
What do you have to say about that?
Fun hunt. Got to do it with Jesse.
That's right. I was a good luck charm for a 2 or 3 day streak there. Brock killed Longbrow. Yeah. I skipped a hunt, and then the next day I hunted with him.
Yeah.
2 160s and 2 hunts.
Well, you kind of made it look easy because you're pretty limited with your job on how many days you can actually spend hunting yourself. And we were hunting like crazy all the way up till you go in there and one day and just whack. You're like, oh,
He's
that
like,
wasn't
I
that
think
hard.
I'm going to hunt this Thursday. Thursday being the only off day. You want to go with me? I'm like, I ain't got anything else to do. Sure.
Yeah.
Stroll up there. I'm pretty sure we were sitting in the blind like this.
Laid
I
back.
think the words that came out of my mouth were, this farm suck. I think you should sell it. And then it went quiet for a second, and then I hit it with one of these. Oh my God, get the bow. Here he comes. He's halfway across the plot already.
Yeah, we have like an ongoing joke all the time. It don't matter at what point we'll get in the blind for 2 minutes, but yep, this farm sucks. We need to sell it.
We haven't seen a deer. Haven't seen a deer in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
farm.
Group chat text to our parents.
Yeah.
Yep,
This
farm
farm
sucks.
sucks, sell
Sell it. Yeah.
That happened tonight,
No.
actually.
Yeah, that happened.
We had, I think, some does come out early, and they're
Yeah,
all
at 300
yeah, they were all
yards.
on the turnips, and Jesse's like, dude, what are we doing here? It's just like the joke started going. I was like, I don't know. We can leave now if you want, blah, blah, blah.
Drove an hour up to the farm.
Yeah, and then
Do you want to go home early?
Yeah.
And then we're like, what do we say? What food joints up there? Oh, Champs, which is now closed. RIP Champs.
yeah.
What?
We can go to Champs. Yeah, it's close.
Yeah. We were like, man, you feeling Champs right now? Nah, no, maybe we should hunt for 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
All right, there's a deer. All right, we got to sit for 5 more minutes.
No, on a real note, it was kind of out of the blue.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was-
let's restart. Let's get down to, let's do an intro first to you. So you are Dalton Hughes. What do you do?
I guide, sell real estate in Missouri, and do a little bit of property management here in Illinois, and actually some in Missouri too. So just in West Central, do property management, but working on the real estate now and guide in the full time in the fall. So
What's the origin story between us? Because we just didn't magically meet, right? I mean, there's got to be a backstory.
So, believe it or not, we all kind of look the same age now. But at one point, I was like significantly bigger than both of these guys. So we grew up together. Our parents, they kind of worked in Eagle Outfitters together.
Yeah, they started so Dalton's dad, Laramie, and my dad, Toby, started a outfitter in,
2002.
I thought it was.
No, it's 2.
No,
No,
I think-
99.
Yeah, it's 99 Eagle Outfitters were
yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was kind of an investment deal for like a vacation party getaway / turned into a little bit bigger operation pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think so. My dad came in a hunt, and Toby was the guide. And my dad kind of had an idea what he was doing, of course, and so did Toby. And they're like, "You just want to start something?" Our own?"
Yeah,
They're
you
like,
just want to like do this on our own.
Yeah.
So since I was a kid, I would come out here, and this was instantly just was a fun time. And even Lucy, who's one of the guests on the side, he would be a part of it
Being
too.
the tech man.
But yeah, we would always have a really good time. It was always like, when do you come in? And we always be staying up and meet at Renee's.
Hold on. Do you guys remember Uvu?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember
FaceTime
Uvu?
app?
Dude, you remember back in the day, long time iPod days, like before even iPhones, like the iPod, the little iPod?
Yeah.
I feel like they had FaceTime then. Why were we using Uvu?
I
We were
don't-
using this app called OOVOO.
I don't think because we had phones, we needed Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we would get on this glitchy FaceTime. And the only things I remember with you is like, for some reason, we never had this where we're at. You would, instead of having days off of school or out early, you had delays. So instead of going in at 8, you go in at 9. Dude, I vividly remember being on Ubu with you at like 7:50 in the morning, and you're screaming at Call of Duty on your TV.
Probably.
And then it literally goes to that. You get killed, you look out your window, and I remember you be like, "Oh, there's a squirrel. Hold on." And you'd run over, and you'd shoot a squirrel, and you'd come back and be like, "Dude, look at this thing."
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it goes really, really, really far back, and it's crazy to see the progression, not only in our size, Jesse, but sorry, that is crazy. No, I'm just kidding.
That is
It's all
crazy.
love. It's all love.
I've always been big.
Actually, I
It's
was
the little Debbie's.
Dude, I can't say no.
straight to the hips.
Shakira.
Oh gosh.
That's a fact.
Anyways, but not only just our size, but our hunting abilities and capabilities, accomplishments, and that type of stuff. And now, you grew up in Pennsylvania.
Yep, I grew up in Pennsylvania and then moved out here about 3 years ago now. It's been actually crazy how quick it's went. But
It's been that long, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh.
loved it out here and always have, and we always talked about it. I was like, you got to move out here, man. Just come on out. We love having you out here. We've always just been basically brothers along essence, but regardless, I finally decided to move out here after graduating college and wouldn't regret a thing.
You did the smart route. You ended it with a bachelor's degree. And
Yeah, that was in case this failed.
Yeah.
we'll make it work.
Right now, it's not.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
But no, I love it. So, and then
I'd rather be homeless in a trailer than working anywhere else. I would
that's
say.
a fact.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we get to enjoy God's creations every day. I mean,
fact.
couldn't ask for anything else, I guess, right?
All
Yeah,
of us
very
in the
fortunate.
Pretty cool
blessed
lifestyle.
with the lifestyle that probably not a lot get to have.
I would
so.
say
It-
that it's for the line of things that we enjoy. It's definitely the dream lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we made a what most people can consider a hobby. We made it, one, a lifestyle, but two, a profitable career.
Yeah.
And
It's not easy though.
no, it's not.
Definitely
I
not
mean,
easy. For
it's
sure.
tough. But hunting has come to the spotlight more and more and more and more as we've continued to grow up, because not only just the YouTubes and the podcasts and all that type of stuff too, but there's the youth, the generations below us are just continuing to kind of stay engaged with it, which has been good. Now, granted, video games and there's been things that can obviously there's more distractions in today's day and age, but I think that's kind of what we're trying to get at here with the podcasts and the YouTubes. We're wanting to continue to influence people to come to, and we've grown up in it, so we know, all of us know,
I promise our best memories are in the outdoors.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
2011, running around the backside of the pond.
Yeah.
Going fishing. Tanner getting stuck in a fishing tree.
Playing tackle football in the side yard.
Yeah.
Somebody getting hurt within the
Every
first 3
time.
minutes.
Yes.
Normally it would start with Tanner.
All right.
And he would start crying. And then,
No, we didn't have to go
And
there.
I had the
Wow.
It's okay. He was 10 years old. We all did that. But because he wanted
Stealing
to
the
win so
remote,
bad.
stealing the remote from Jesse.
Yes, he would come outside and play football. But regardless, I think we were talking about this
hunting.
deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more or less the origin. So you graduated college, you came out here, and you took the opportunity of guiding first.
Yep.
At what I feel like we'd all consider it to be probably the more renowned Illinois outfitter.
For sure, yeah. It's a legit company, and doing what all of us do, we do it correct in my mind. We hunt the same way. That the operation's 100% there. So if I wouldn't work there if it wasn't the way it was. It's a really, really good operation that tries to kill big deer every year. We do. Every year we kill big deer. So
And you have a lot of rebooks and successful hunters. I mean, we get to be around a lot of the guys that come in and pop in and out down there, and just everybody's always having a good time and happy. And
it's
a great environment, and it is a great place to network and meet so many
for
people
sure.
across every state come there because it is what it is. It is what I'd consider to be the best outfitter.
oh yeah,
There is.
absolutely.
Shout out Illinois Connection.
Yes.
for sure.
Doug
That's
Benefield runs a great-
very deserved shout out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wouldn't work there if it wasn't ran the way it was, and it is a freaking awesome operation.
It's a
They
tight
do
ship.
do it the right way, and all of us are top Naisha. We're really, really close, and I mean, all of these boys get along with everyone there too. So it's really cool.
Yeah, there's like, you moving out here, I think you kind of got to see that there's like an inner circle of people, and they're like the people that are grounded within all of the things that you love to do. You have the same passions, the same hobbies, the same interests, and we all get to do those together as a team. And it's not like, we may have the same profession and some of the same clients, but it's never a competition.
No,
we
never.
work alongside of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tanner needs help one day, I'm there to help him. If I need help and I can't do something, he's there to do it for me. So it's never a competition. So meet some really, really good people through it, and all work off each other. So.
Yeah, so like you came out here. I mean, you obviously went the traditional, I think what I claim to be as like almost a systematic way of doing your high school and then going into college, and you got a college degree which never ever expires. So I mean, you can never go wrong there.
Yep.
Obviously, you got to see me and Jesse's route a little bit from a different persona, I guess, to an extent. And what we've done is, obviously we got into the real world and you started working these connections and built businesses, and then you got to come out here and see like, holy crap, this is like completely different than. Yeah,
it's a completely different. Where we grew up, it was just engraved in your head that it was almost like if you didn't get a college degree, you were not going to make it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I can tell you that's not the case. If you work hard and I don't even want to say, if you work hard, you'll get anywhere.
If you have a work ethic,
you're
90% there.
Hard work trumps everything, and there's a lot of people that just don't do that anymore.
Modern day society has changed that a lot.
Yes. So we have a really good inner circle of people here that kind of all can motivate each other and help each other out, which is
constantly pitching each other work.
Yeah.
Very thankful for that. So very fortunate to have such a tight group that is always here to help you no matter what. So very fortunate for that. But
surround yourself with success and you find success.
Yeah,
that's correct.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Your passion kind of lies a little bit into a different spot than most people, I think, really get addicted to. There's very few people I know that are addicted to a turkey more than Dalton is.
If there was one profession that Dalton would make $1 million off of that he has, if you could make $1 million off of turkey hunting, you would be a 10 millionaire by the end of everything. It is scary. It's like when you go and we're gonna document it this year. We're gonna
turkey tour.
Yeah, we're gonna platform this dude here on his. There's a lot of people out there in the industry that you watch kill turkeys. This is murder. This is murder. I mean, like it's like you sit down on the tree. Turkey's like, don't worry, I'll be there in a second. Runs in as fast as it can, dies. Like it just doesn't make sense sometimes how these hunts just like kind of fall into your lap. But at the end of the day, it's like you go out. All right, roosted him. Okay, this is how I'm going to get in there based off topo, and I'm going to slide up this draw, and I'm going to sneak to this tree. And if I get to this tree, and I think I can make it to that tree, I'm going to end up on that tree. And if I end up on that tree, he's going to turn and come around the corner like this, but I'm going to yelp at him when he's over here. And then when I do that, he's going to come down like this. And I wish I could document some of the hunts I went on last year, but it was like...
We'll do it this year.
I'll put it into perspective for you this year. Alabama, first or second hunt of the year?
First
or second hunt of the year. Which did we go to Mississippi first?
We went to Mississippi first.
So Alabama, second hunt of the year, public land, polluted with people. Like we went to the unpressured Alabama public, couldn't hardly find a parking spot to sleep at the boat launch. The boat launch, not even the walk-in stuff.
Yeah.
We hum out there on the Sea Nymph. Shout out the Nymph. Run that joker completely in the dark. Run it through a stump field. Had no clue we did that until it came back through. Somehow didn't hit a stump. Ran it ashore in the wrong cove.
Yep.
Pushed ourselves out.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I like to be pretty good about my directions, and it was, of course, in the dark. So, but I knew I was supposed to take the high side. The low side took you nowhere. I took the low side, and woof, exactly.
Yeah. So in the dark, now we're pushing ourselves out of the cove. Hum around the corner. Shut the boat off. Ooh! Ow! All right. Hum the boat over the edge. Get to the edge. We go up the first little lip there, and I'm like, we've all dealt with it. You got to take a morning crap.
Jesse was supposed to shoot the turkey.
Yeah, it was supposed to be me behind the gun. Whatever. I'm not going to hold you to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, just go up there and get set up. So I'm doing my thing. Ow! And then I hear, I'm like, oh, I'm stuck here.
This is called reading the bird right here.
4 minutes. Bang! I'm like, wow, that was quick. I go marching up there. He's like, yeah, I just yelped. He did exactly what he was supposed to. He come down to this bench. When he landed on the bench, I could see his head, but I waited to lose his head, and then I scratched 2 or 3 times behind me, and then I turned because I knew he wasn't coming up right at me. He was going to come up a little bit closer to me. So I turned like this and He poked his head up and I killed him. I'm like, I'm not going to hold this against you, but I've watched you shoot a lot of turkeys in the last year and a half. I thought this was going to be mine. obviously, just giving a little bit of heat, but I never would be like, and like never the guy to like be like, oh, that was my bird. Yeah. Never like that. But it was just funny that opening day out. No, it wasn't opening day. Was it?
I don't know if it was opening. That was our first day there.
It was our first day there. I don't know if it was opening day or not, but hunting around all those people. The first pin he had on Onyx, never being on there, the first pin he had on Onyx, we pulled up, stopped to.
Let's mention that no word, I promise you, no word of mouth. Nothing about this spot. I knew nothing about this spot. Got on the map, put a dot. Came in overnight, never even saw it in the daylight, but just via topo and via drainages and everything like that. It just looked like there has to be a turkey there. Has to be. There was a couple turkeys there.
Yeah, we shot the bird. Come back to the boat launch. It's like lunchtime. A couple of the hunters come back in. We're sitting there, and they're all like local boys, and they kind of just like look at us and they're like, "How did you find this place? Like this place isn't known about." First off, we're like, "This place is definitely known about." We've seen 10 trucks here hunting this morning on this side of the lake.
Every single one of them though was like, "This is the most people."
Yeah, they're like, "This is the most that we've ever seen this year," and almost everybody that's been hunting it is only local guys. Like it's just kind of the spot it's been.
We were the only non-residents.
So, but that's one of the.
How many birds did you kill?
How many birds did you kill last year? That was the second one of how
many? I think it was. Everyone was tagged. I forget if it was 16, I think, in 13 different states or something like that. Yeah, that's a pretty good year. So.
After the year before was how many?
A little less. I forget.
I want to say it was like 11 or 12.
It was like 14 or 15, I think. Yeah.
My bad. And what's the goal for this year? 20?
To have fun.
No. Exactly. Just
to have fun.
Cover some more states and
new states.
Do it with more friends. Yeah, do it with friends. So.
Yeah.
That's got to be the
well, and we actually
you never know where you're going to go.
We have an exciting trip coming up, too.
Yep. I'm going duck hunting, Mississippi.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah, that's a fun trip.
Jason.
But no, I mean, it correlates. That correlates to deer hunting, but just knowing what turkeys do and understanding it at a little bit deeper of a level. Just when you keep hunting them, you keep seeing little trends, and they do like to do the same thing. So
it seems like you can almost implement tactics from one side of the country to the other side of the country,
sure. Yep.
Terrain given.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, terrain plays a huge part.
Yeah. It's cool.
But I mean,
it's just the fact of calling to them, the communication.
I've never heard somebody sing like you. I'm just saying.
I like, that's just the fun part about it. So
speaking
and
knowing language.
It's more about knowing what to say and when to say it. Mm-hmm. That's because like for
and how much to say.
This bird that's the key. This bird in Alabama, it was a colder morning. He wasn't gobbling a lot, but he was gobbling. And when I called, he gobbled, and I called, he gobbled. So I was like, okay, he's heard enough. And he wasn't just like profusely gobbling on his own.
It was like you were triggering the gobble with the call. It wasn't like he was just sitting there blowing his head off.
Yeah. So I gave him what he needed to, and this was actually a really cool moment for turkey, and I was very proud of myself. This turkey pitched to me, and I heard him walk on the lease. He landed like 80, 90 yards on a bench, exactly like Jesse said. And it was like 5 or 6 minutes. That turkey did not move a muscle or drum. But I just knew. I'm like, if he left,
you would have heard it.
I would have heard him leave. Like he's just standing there waiting for me to come or waiting for me to pitch. So I just sat there in silence. I didn't scratch. I didn't do anything. And then finally, like 5, 6 minutes, I kind of like over my right side, scratch exactly like Jesse said, and then I hear him. So many people probably would have called to that turkey. Mm-hmm. And I didn't hear him drum, and then I hear it. I hear him drum. Like, here he comes. Oh, sorry. And then, done. See, it just was like that was where a lot of people probably could have boogered that up. Mm-hmm. But just, and it was hard for me because I kept saying, like, man, like, why is this turkey not moving? Well, like, did he disappear? Like, it's easy to play it. But just like in my head, it's just like, I would have heard this turkey leave. I would have heard this turkey leave. I would have heard this turkey leave. Then finally, I hear, I'm like, here he comes. And it's like that. He just walked up to him, shot him. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy. It was cool. It was a cool one.
But. And then you got into, so like now that you've been out here for a little while and you've done the outfitting and the networking and stuff, you got into real estate too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And talk a little bit about that.
That's fresh. You're not even a year into it, right?
No, not even a year into it. It was like last year in, I believe, last spring. Yeah, that's when
Yeah.
we listed the Knox County piece over there in Missouri, which we shot a turkey off that piece. That was a really fun hunt too.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was an interesting like first listing for you. It was
It was definitely a wild card.
I mean it had a rock quarry on it.
Had
It
a
was,
quarry, had some pretty lakes. It wasn't your desirable deer piece that everyone's used to seeing. And Tanner was a big part of finding this piece of ground and kind of being involved with the setup of it. And but I was like, wow, this piece is cool.
I got the deer hunt it the year before. We took Brennan up there.
Yeah.
He shot his big 140-inch 10-pointer off
Yep.
of it.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you went there first try. It shot a turkey in a morning that was deafening.
Oh yeah, it was a really fun turkey hunt. But regardless, that piece really proved to a lot of us that like every farm has a little bit of a uniqueness and a gem, because that front draw there was all cottonwoods and it's like switchy grass and it was pretty. But it just, that quarry kind of threw people off. But we put a camera at the end of that head, 160-inch 6x6, and then all the deer in the picture that you had the year prior, just like
On the other side, the deer that ended up getting killed this year went 182 or something. It's a deer from the summer.
on the 90. But regardless, it was a really, really cool piece.
and you dumped it, dude. Like you put it out there. That's a hard farm to market and sell, and we did a great job of
Made it happen.
making it happen and getting it done immediately.
Yep, great piece.
But yeah, so you're not even a year into it yet, and you're doing pretty good for what I would consider being a brand new person, not even locally to the area, but like in the real estate game.
Yep.
And I feel like you're handling it very well.
Yeah, understand the paperwork, understand the knowledge, and definitely like my number one strong suit is the people skills and the land skills and all that, which is just a blessed trait of all of us kind of shares. Like we can all go to a piece, walk it one time, and tell you like everything about it.
Yeah.
So, which is like such a cool thing to do and have all of that knowledge, people skills. I mean, I love dealing, talking to people, all that.
Oh,
so.
and you get so much practice working at
Oh,
Illinois Protection,
absolutely.
too. I mean, it's a new week every week of 10 guys that you get.
That is salesperson at its finest right there. I mean,
You're always sharpening your skills in that.
100%, because you're, I mean, constantly communicating with new people. And when, unfortunately, all of us that deal with it, the weather's bad, you have to motivate. You have to keep your clients motivated. And because when it's 80 degrees and people aren't seeing deer, you got to just know how to talk to them. And that's something
that's
that
the thing.
really
We also touched on this in the last podcast, was your energy that you bring to the stand. Like we feel like the deer can feel that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Oh, this is a really cool thing. So a lot of people, there's a lot of haters and there's a lot of people that I wish could understand this, but guiding, all of us talk about it. There's people that come to camp and every time they come with, like, they like get negative energy and have negative feedback. As a client, as a guide, I make more money when my client kills. They tip better. I want you to kill. I want that. I want you to have a good hunt. I want you to have a good time. I promise you, none of us are putting you in bad spots. And there's clients that come there that can't enjoy where they're at right now because they're so focused on the kill and so focused on the wrong reasons. All of us love to kill. That's why we hunt for that. But there's so many other things to be thankful for when you're in the woods. And the people that come with that mindset always kill. People that are so gung-ho and can't enjoy it and can't be happy, never kill. I promise you.
It's all about your energy.
I promise you never. So it's funny how it
corresponds
happens.
with killers.
Yes, but it's just like you just gotta just enjoy it for the right reasons.
And I think you motivating them, like you were saying just a minute ago, you motivating those guys to get out there puts a positive mindset out there, which I think relays to the kill.
Yeah, I mean, if you were on their same level, like tonight sucked, nobody saw deer.
Yep.
Like that would, I feel like that would just plummet that person's energy, which he talks to
success
three other
rate.
guys that night that are all come to the consensus in the night that, man, we're just not going to be able to make anything happen with this weather.
Yeah.
You get in the truck picking a guy up and he's like, man, I didn't have that great a hunt. Like, hey, listen, dude, this spot was over here was hot. Like it might have just been a spot thing. Let's get you back over here and try this spot out tonight.
Yep.
Where there was a bunch more deer. Conditions are kind of the same. Like
Yep.
being able to hype a client up even after a bad hunt and
for
keeping
sure.
them
That's a fact.
motivated.
Yep.
To go out the next day.
Yep. And you just gotta remind them like it's hunting. You know what I mean? We're gonna have bad sits. People are gonna have good sits. And you just like number one thing is we have had deer busted up on weeks that on weather you would think, like for instance this year. everyone talks about November 14, 15, 16, which he has a video on Instagram right now of you guys rattling like most lockdown right now.
November 14th, 22 bucks sit, and it
Yeah.
was mayhem.
Yeah, it was warm when we hunt. I think was it warm that
Yeah,
day
it was
too?
like 45, 50 degrees.
We had like the most deer in a week shot that week. You know, and I would have never guessed it. You know, and it's just that's hunting. You know, I'm like, listen, man. Like I know tonight was slow. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow we're gonna go try something different. We're gonna do this, blah blah blah, and just keep on them.
Staying active.
Yeah, absolutely. So
On the mindset topic, something interesting is, for one, 3 out of the 4 of us here are sell land, which you also probably you sell. You know,
Tanner's more on the buying end.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you see it, you live it.
I like
And,
to deal with the land.
3.5.
But I think like our passion for hunting, this kind of just translates. It's like you're talking about your client or your client's mindset going into a hunt. I feel like it's the same thing in like land.
Yeah, going into a farm. If somebody can get in a farm, it's crazy. You go to showings, you don't ever have somebody come in and they're just like, oh my God, I love this place.
Yeah.
They go in the first 5 minutes, they find something they don't like.
Oh, absolutely.
They find
Well-
the first thing that they don't like, and that's what they're stuck on the
Yeah,
rest of the
can't
time.
get past it. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. It's like, well, I don't know, this farm the guy listed over here just down the road, it's been on the market for 2 months. It's like, well,
There's a
yours
That's
is
that
different.
farm.
Like, yeah, it's all mindset. So I don't know. It just goes to show, like,
Absolutely.
we're all like-minded and we all do the same thing. We all
But
sell
from
land.
from the outside looking in, I'm not a broker. I'm not an agent. I don't sell.
Yeah.
From the outside looking in, like when you go to a farm, you got a pretty good idea what you're getting your hands on whenever you are going there.
Especially
and then
when land guys marketing now.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And so like when you get there, like a good farm, you got your mind made up before you get there. Probably
that's a fact.
Most of the time, if it's a good farm, you're not making it to the farm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's sold before. it
That's
hits the
a
market.
fact, and you can tell in the very very early conversations if this person's gonna buy it or not.
It's tone of voice.
Yep.
It's how they talk about the area. It's how they talk about what they've been looking for. If they've been looking for 12 months.
Yep.
If they've been looking for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's all about how they pitch the first 5 minutes of their introduction to you as to how that showing is going to end up.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think
it's a fact.
a lot of we were talking about the motivating. Like you can motivate somebody to buy.
Absolutely.
100%.
That's what the seller pays us to do.
Exactly.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's a very very cool thing, but it's just absolutely so.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Anywho, getting off of this topic, we've talked enough business. Let's talk about some fun.
Jump
Let's
back
talk,
to
let's talk about 165 inches of fun right there. So we're all big proponents. So we've got the Golden Triangle of Illinois, right? We'll let you in on a secret here.
Ooh.
It's a little bit better the little bit further north you go. And we've been finding that out
In
here
our
recently.
opinions.
In our opinion, yes.
Yeah.
And you and your dad deal with a lot of ground up there.
Yep.
So pitch us on this one. What's the story with this piece?
Hancock County. My dad owned a tillable piece of ground, first ever tillable piece he bought. That touched this piece, and after further conversation with the neighbor, neighbor wanted us to do some improvements to the ground to help with the deer hunting. In essence, then us and the landowner could hunt. Awesome guy. Very thankful that he allowed us to come in there and do
So
that.
it's permission.
Permission. Yeah.
It's so they own the tillable.
Yep.
And then it was like, I wish you could see it because it's like it's this big overgrown CRP edge into this really cool secluded.
Yeah.
It's not super mature timber, but it's like just if you could picture what Hancock County looks like, it's the perfect representation of how it looks.
Yep. Pretty bluffy in there. I remember I walked it in shed season and instantly was like, this is like gorgeous. I really liked it. Stout deer trails. I mean, everything you just need to see. So we worked that out, planted a turnip plot, leave some standing crops, mow some corn. Jesse actually set the blind and mowed some more corn and I think he mowed the first corn.
I would say, I think that was the guiding factor coming
Yes.
into this, and it's being able to look ahead and on those days being like, okay, first off, having a good group of people to help you make those days happen, even when you're in a tight spot, like running 14 guys a week.
Yeah.
And
I tried
being able to get me and Lucy to run out there,
Yeah.
and he's like, the blind's there. This needs to happen. This needs to happen. If you can just make it look like this, just do it.
And to say what type of friendship we had, I tried and stuck jet money in Jesse's vehicle multiple times. He wouldn't take it. So that's just saying. Regardless, Jesse gets up there, puts the blind up in a spot. I said, just go do it as it was yours. I trust you completely. Get up there. It's perfect. I ended up going up one more time, mowing some more corn. They ate it like instantly. Yeah. And I was very fortunate. The Thursday I had off, was the 29th of November, which I believe was kind of going into Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually had a couple days spell here, but I was hunting Thursdays and having good sits. I passed a really, really good 8-point. I broke 2. I mean, this is in the setup. First time I hunted it, read the script, was a very hard pass, especially for my girlfriend that was sitting with me. I was like, we're going to let him walk. So we let him walk. We go up there, watching the cameras, had lots of pictures of this deer. He was actually the number 1. This and a really big 9-point up there. I unfortunately think maybe got killed by a neighbor because he was very frequent. The 5th, we had him in the daylight in the setup he made, and never seen him since that day, which is unfortunate. But deer was just as well with him. So me and Jesse go sitting. All the deer are moving in the turnips that night. It was a little bit warmer.
It was warmer, and it was like this. It's not that they weren't going to end up in the corn, but mindset was obviously green first.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And they followed that, but the wind was right for the corn, and that's where they kept ending up. So
we were sitting on the approach of a front. We were the next day was like
getting colder.
Premier.
Yes.
It was cold and windy the day we were hunting.
Yep.
But it was like leading up, and I'm always a big proponent of hunting the day before the front, the day after the front. I feel like those are the better days.
Yep.
The day that the front has come and settled, and it's a great day of hunting. It's a really good day of hunting, but I feel like the deer feel more forced to move the day before and the day after.
Yeah.
So this we're sitting there, and it really, to be completely honest with you, exactly like I said, I did not think I was gonna this is
like
the
I
first
said-
time I've ever sat in a spot and and I've killed a deer, didn't have the vibe. I just I figured we have a good hunt, which we were having a good hunt. And
we saw 15 deer already.
yeah, and I just I don't think tonight's the night though.
And meanwhile, we're making this decision an hour and 15 minutes before dark.
Yeah. So, like a light switch, this deer came out of nowhere.
Oh, we were so blindsided left field, all combined, not paying attention.
And he was moving. He jumped the fence, comes in. There's a big little fence gap. He comes right up the fence gap, and Jesse just sits up and looks out his side. He's Dalton, he is right here. So he gets the camera up and, of course, starts trying to video. And he's at, I think, 85,
yeah, he was
yards?
75, 80 yards.
Yeah, and was on a string. And we figured he was going to come to the corn, but quickly realized he was actually just coming up and over. And it was kind of that late rut still. So, it was almost like he was just cruising.
It literally looked like he was just cruising by, checking.
He comes up and over and, almost looked to see if there was does in the corn. Didn't see any does in the corn, and just was continuing.
He hopped
north.
on the trail that comes off of that hog's back.
Yes, exactly. So thankfully, we had some pre-ranges, and he just took the road that right there. And we knew he was at 50.
It was like the most organized killing. There's chaotic killing and organized killing.
Yeah.
The hunt before this was very chaotic killing. This was an organized premeditated
Everyone
crime.
understood the assignment.
Yeah, no words were said. It was just this needs to happen. All right, okay.
Jesse's got the window open. I knew exactly his range. Shoot. Didn't know where we hit him, but we knew I hit him. Shoot. Deer wheels, and he's running, and I'm really paying attention to his offside. Because that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, where's blood? Where's blood? Where's blood? And I arrow just disappeared into him. I just had never seen it hit. But we knew it hit. And deer, right before it jumps the fence, I see blood just shoot out of his off shoulder perfectly. I was like, uh-oh.
And then he goes to jump the fence and barely gets over the fence. In
hindsight now we realize why he clipped the fence. It was because he had no more in him.
Yeah, he'd already used about 80 yards of being smoked. To get over there.
So I'm freaking out, of course. I look at Jesse and you get him on video, which there's an ongoing joke in our friend group. If I'm involved, it's not on video.
We've started our own channel that never makes it anywhere. It's called No Kill Shot Outdoors.
And I'm the host. But yes.
Your host, Dalton Hughes.
So this would actually be a better, because Tristan would know more about what happened. But
I still don't know what happened because it wasn't like it was a double punch. I turned the camera on and it filmed for 30 seconds. I don't know what happened, but I will say the first time I went to play it back, it popped up and said something SD card reader error.
Yeah, and I saw it.
And I don't know if that meant that it just failed to continue printing the film onto the card or what happened.
Probably a bad
but
SD card.
Yeah.
I just find it very hard to believe that I would have double punched the record button after it's already been filming for 30 seconds.
That wouldn't.
Regardless, Didn't get it on video, but
We got the approach clip where he looks like a mega giant, and you've seen the reel of it probably on our socials.
Yeah,
That did well.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I mean, it's coming across a beautiful green field. It's probably a little bit mature of a winter wheat field. It was planted early for alfalfa.
With
but,
alfalfa, yeah.
Oh, he's coming across it. He's got this real white rack. I don't know if you can tell sitting there, but he comes across the field. I'm like,
yeah, and he's got really long beams, and
he's wide.
Yeah, wide, long beams, cagey, and I shoot the deer. And we were kind of freaking out. It's like, is that deer 170? I'm like, I don't know. I was thinking the same thing.
Sure, it looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, he looked really big walking across. Just the green. I mean, it was like there was no like disguise of his antlers. There was white horns behind green.
You want to know what's hilarious? So we were sitting there like 30 minutes beforehand, and I'm pretty sure the last picture of this deer was like a clip before he actually we killed him, right?
It was
like a week and a half, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so we're sitting there, and there's this like one fence gap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dalton sits up, and this is after I just said sell the farm for the third time.
Yeah.
I sit up, and Dalton sits up, and he looks and he goes, "See that fence gap over there?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "He's gonna walk out of that fence gap, and I'm gonna shoot him tonight."
Promise.
I was like, obviously, I
I
don't
did
even.
that with Big Mac. I called my shot.
Yeah. In my mind, I was like, this is, sell the farm. No, I'm going to kill him tonight. Like, that's just kind of the dynamic.
Contradicting.
I mean, I sat up and his butt was coming out of the fence gap. I'm like, oh my God.
I think I even said like he's just gonna come up and over check into the last dose. Like which it was weird that it read the script like that, but he came, shot him, ran. I was very confident, which normally I'm not, but I seen that I knew I saw blood coming out of his offside perfectly, perfect level. And Jesse and I are like, well, I'm king, give him time. And Jesse's king, let's go.
Well, and it's funny because, and I'm not gloating, but most of the time when I shoot a deer, 90% of the deer I've killed, I've watched them fall over, I've heard them fall over.
Yeah.
And so, I feel like a respectable 10 minutes and go get your prize.
Yep. Yeah. So we did. I think we waited actually.
I would say you're like, should we back out? And I was like, well, no, let's at least go look for blood. Well, then we got out there and we're like, let's just go see if he's in the edge.
We did the smart thing. We're just going to go to the fence. If we don't see him from the fence, then we're just going to leave, So, I mean, we didn't even make it to the fence.
We didn't make it to the fence.
And
I was like, oh, there's blood. And I look up and Dalton's like,
I see that right beam and them antlers sticking up. I'm like, oh my God, he barely made it over the fence. We get up to him and his nose is broken because he clipped the fence and nose dived. And then rolled, and had the antlers up.
His
mud
antlers
up
are all
to his
mud
fore.
in his tines and stuff.
For all I know, he could have broke his fore in the dirt there.
Yeah.
But regardless, he was right there, and I mean, it was a crime scene, but that was cool. And then it was it. I was done.
yeah,
Fun's over.
Mega meat.
So how many hunts did you have this year?
I hunted about every Thursday I could, and then early season we kind of have the hunting the
October lull.
Yeah. Well, yes, I hunt every Thursday I could, and this year was weird. Every Thursday was a colder day than what it's been.
It was like
I swear it was really crazy how well it fell. But I hunted up there I think 3 or 4 times this year, which I know this is by far the quickest I've ever killed a deer, and it just the stars aligned.
Yeah, most of the time we're all late season. We'll just kill them then.
Yeah,
we'll just have some fun.
I've killed every deer. Last year I killed my deer in November too, but other than that, every deer I've ever killed prior to that with a bow has been in late season. So, which I love late season. It's my favorite time right now. So it's 2 years in a row I haven't been able to chase a deer in late season. But regardless, I mean, there's no fall to it at all.
Well, and this year we haven't even got to weather we really needed to see.
It is in the future.
Near future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got a cold snap from all cold snaps coming up, and it's the last 10 days, 12 days of season.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's looking really good, and
and you're gonna have a muzzleloader here really soon in your hand for Iowa, and you kind of got some leads flopping around over there, and then Jesse, you have a muzzleloader tag.
We'll see. There's a potential chance that our guy is shed, but if he's not
shed or dead,
yeah, we did hear that the neighbor shot a big deer, and we haven't had a picture of him since the neighbor shot a big deer. But I mean, we've already had a heck of a year. I said it 100 times. I'd be fine not killing another deer.
Have the year you guys had.
I'd be fine killing one deer this year though.
There's plenty of does out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look what I've been doing recently. We did that tonight. By the way, just to touch back, when Jesse said I was trying to get this out, there's organized kills and there's chaotic kills. Tonight was just complete chaos. We shot it down.
Yeah. It always seems like the time you need to be organized, it goes perfectly. Any other time,
Yeah.
you can always count on something happening, like Dalton trying to throw his brand new bow out the front window.
Regardless. That's basically what I did. Don't let Jesse forget he skewered a tree tonight.
Dude, I tested those mega meat durability tonight. Woo! I about cut down a tree with that thing tonight.
He needs a pull someone. He's got a negative knee.
Walking around the woods trimming lanes like, thunk.
Got it.
But there's some really cold weather coming. I got some buddies coming out. Me and Tanner were talking about that deer up in Hancock, another Hancock farm that we're gonna maybe try and kill. So we got some plans for the January coming.
Yeah,
It's getting
some
cold.
exciting things. Some good friends coming in. I got Braden coming in, and he hadn't been out all year. He's had a hell of a season this year. But yeah, we got. I mean, lots to look forward to as far as the weather comes, and lots of excitement. People still have tags. I got Illinois tag. You got Iowa tag. You got Iowa tag.
I got 3 Iowa tags, technically.
Yeah, so
I think the last 3 weeks is gonna be pretty packed.
yeah. When does Iowa season close?
January 17th.
Illinois
Is
is
that
the
what it is?
19th, I think.
Ours
this
is the
year, which
19th. Yeah, ours
crazy.
is the 19th. You didn't know that?
Yeah, the latest I've ever seen
Yeah.
Illinois. So when we're on our trip in for Lane, guys, we'll be actually.
I don't have an Illinois tag anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
either.
I'm
Ooh,
Iowa
Mr.
only.
190.
Speaking of big deer, I'll do this one. We just did it for Mac, but I'll do it for this deer too, so you can get a better perception of him.
Long beams.
He's got 20.
got the width.
5 and 20,
What's his width?
20 and a couple eighths. 20 and 7/8, I think, almost 21. His
Wowzer.
right beam was longer. It was 25 and some change, and his left beam was 24 and some change.
And for those listening and not watching, Apple, Spotify, you can, if you subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel, you can see what he's showing you right now because you're probably wondering what's going on.
The people driving and listening to this.
Yeah.
I want to see. It's on
Trust
YouTube.
me, he looks big.
Yeah.
Right 4 is really impressive, too.
Yeah.
I promise you, look big coming across that field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got some things to look forward to here. I'm sure we'll revisit some turkey topics and be
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
you soon.
I think that'll be definitely a good one to do. Prior to turkey season, we do a little turkey talk.
Dude, should we,
If we're ever in
when
the
we
same
go to
state.
Mississippi, should we take this and do a podcast with Jay on his 230?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, we should. shouldn't
That's a
we?
great idea.
Jay, we're coming.
Yeah.
Yay!
Great one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That would be good.
That'd be a good one. And then
He's got it in the lodge, right? He's got the replica, right?
he's got a
I know he's got the full body mount and back 40.
full body. Yeah, he's got a bunch of mounts. Trust me, he's got one. Yeah. yeah.
You shoot a 230, you better have at least 4.
I think he's got like 5 or 6. Trust me, he did his part there. So
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyways, looks like we're going to have some weather coming.
some duck hunting.
Some duck hunting, some doe hunting. Hopefully.
Thermal coyote hunting?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That's
dude,
coming.
We've been
And
getting
that
more and more
is it.
pictures of coyotes here recently.
The spring, I definitely want to. We need to do it like they said and just show every part of it. There's more to it than just going and shooting a turkey.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. We're gonna make some turkey documentaries. I think before Mississippi, we should probably do not duck Mississippi, turkey
Yep.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
We should probably do a Spring Thunder podcast. And
Yep.
then, but other than
up
that,
high.
like I said, weather coming. We're probably gonna have to pull a big buck out of a ditch somewhere.
We're shooting one.
Oh,
Yeah,
right
it's happening.
now cameras are a little bit slow, but we're not. Like I said, we've had a great year. If it ends the way it has ended, fantastic. Not going to complain about
Yeah,
it once.
definitely the best year I've ever
Stop.
seen you guys do.
So, but
For
no,
this.
it's definitely been a blessing. But
Yeah.
we're going to see if we can't make something else happen here.
Hey,
We're-
positive energy.
Hey,
Positive.
I'm not saying I don't have it, but
Oh, hey, he's
these
got
guys-
a little bit of fire in his eye here tonight.
What?
He's got this new little kick he's getting ready to go on. He's going to take my muzzleloader when he leaves. He
Well,
could find something special.
He's kind of been cuttered up though. I'm not gonna lie.
Stay Grounded has had a great year.
Yeah.
As for these two, but I have been with them through all of it, and I haven't been hunting that much.
Behind the scenes, yes.
but, yeah, hopefully that's gonna change here. I don't carry a gun much, but it's gonna happen here. So
Yep, exactly.
We'll see. The weather's coming. Everybody's going
We're
to
going to
be
make it
out
happen.
there, so.
I'm calling it. We're making one more happen. Whether it's me, you, or Tanner, we're going to make something happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So one more on
Hopefully
film.
more than one, but want them to be good.
I'm trying to not be greedy here. You're
Well, I'm
lucky
not
saying
either, but
one.
I just want one. I haven't had that at 0. So
Something will die.
Anyway,
Not a doe.
I promise you there will be a couple doe. I think we're gonna try to make a whole
Episode.
doe bonanza episode. So, anyway, I think we're gonna tie this one up.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, guys, and
Thanks for
tune
coming
into
on.
the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of here.
see you soon.